right, we had a fantastic time last Wednesday for our inaugural Alan Cox Show night with the Cleveland Funny Bus. We're doing it every Wednesday in May. A very funny comic that's kind of showing you around town things you might not have known or seen before. And I was your host last week. Bill is your host this week. I think it's sold out.
There's 2 tickets left.
2 tickets that you can buy if you go to funnybus.net. Otherwise, you can win them here, okay? Good luck. Car 10. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show.
Sure, you could listen to another show, but then how would you find the puppies we've buried in boxes around the city? 100.7 WMMS.
I want to get a text. AlanCoxShow.com, where you can watch live. Thanks again to Octo Pocto, who's back there helping out. Guardians will play tomorrow night. They finished up a weekend series against the LA Angels. They won 2 of 3 there. And they'll play the White Sox in Chicago tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. They'll go into New York to play the Mets. And then the White Sox will come here a week of the 22nd. So 8:10 tomorrow night is your first pitch here on MMS. Pre-game around 7:40 is usually how that lays out. You can also listen on the iHeartRadio app if you prefer. If you listen to this show on the app from out of state, tell me where. Sean listens in Indianapolis. Andy's in Atlanta. Lori's one of our bureau chiefs in Albuquerque. Sebastian's in Salt Lake City. And Marty is a new listener in Palm City, Florida. So thank you, one and all. Was it Josh Naylor? Is that dude's name?
Yeah.
He's the guy that's really making things happen right now, right?
Totally.
A lot of late game homers. Is that what he's famous for?
These past 3 games, he's done it, yeah.
Wasn't he the guy that was just going bananas last season with this stuff?
He had a few big moments last season, too, yeah.
All right. Naylor homered in the 8th inning of all 3 games at Progressive Field, each of which gave the Guardians the lead. That's not too shabby. But I mean, like, wasn't he like Wreck-It Ralph in it around the diamond last year? Like he
had some big moments.
Hitting Tito in the head.
He hit he did that. He was headbutting people.
Yeah.
He had a moment in the Yankees series where he hit a home run and was rocking the baby, but then like we lost the series, so he got mocked by the.
Oh, rocking the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, he's kind of chubby, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, why you got?
And
do that
the year
to him?
before that,
he
had a horrific knee injury that was quite memorable.
I remember.
Guy's having a great time, and you got to call him chubby?
No, I only know that because Brian and I were watching a game the other night, and he's not very fast. Or he is fast, and I didn't think he was going to be fast because
you're hitting him out of the park. You don't have to run that fast.
Maybe that's what it was. There was something, but I was
Trot.
like, he's a big guy. Like, he's not, I don't know. I feel like baseball has the least athletic-looking players. Am I incorrect in saying that?
Well, there are a lot of big guys in football,
but
they don't have to
job.
do much. Well, yeah.
Like, if you're a defensive lineman, your job is to be a huge person.
You don't have to run.
Right.
Well, right now the Guardians have the fewest home runs in Major League Baseball with 23. But Josh Naylor has 6 with the Guardians. So he's a guy that they're happy about and looking to right now. And I guess that's good for people who like that. Have you gone to any of these? Have you used that pass before the show any of these days?
I used it, not before the show. I used it a few times in April, and then the renewal was on an old card, and it didn't go through. And then I tried to update it, and I couldn't update it, and so then it just lapsed. So I was like, and I haven't had time to go.
Wait, they give you a card for this?
No,
his
my
credit
card.
Oh,
It was like an old.
Oh,
that was like my default card saved on my MLB account, and I tried to update it, and it wouldn't update, and they gave me a number to call that I had to call before 9 a.m., but it was already closed. So I was like, I guess I'm not going to have it for May, so maybe in June. But I've been so busy, I I haven't had any time to go to any games.
All right.
I had shows Friday and Saturday, and then on Sunday, my mom went to visit my mom. So no.
And give her $50.
Mm-hmm. Right, so she can get the pass.
Right. Maybe that's what she'll do.
That'd be nice.
You might see the initials FAFO. You know what FAFO means?
Fully aware from outside.
If you are fully aware from outside, it means you'll see somebody walk into a building and they immediately get foggy.
Uh-huh.
But you put them back outside where they have fresh air, vitamin D from the sun, ostensibly.
Oh, no,
a day
that's
like
what
today.
it is. Fresh air from outside.
Fresh air from outside. I knew we'd get there. She got there. FAFO, a lot of these right-wing guys are fans of this. F around, find out. The thought is, hey, you think, how about you, Well, a lot of them are effing around and finding out. You'll notice a lot of those same people, you know how some people will have those dumb, all the stickers are equally dumb, by the way. You'll see stick figure families on the backs of cars.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mom. They want you to know how many kids they've got. They've replaced the old baby on board or kids in the car sign with these stickers of the family on the back. Well, a lot of these gun dudes, I don't mean gun owners. I mean the guys who have made guns their whole personality, those people. So not every gun owner, obviously, but a fraction of them, and we know who they are, have made firearms their entire personality. And so you'll see stickers on cars, come and take it, right? Well, a lot of people are doing that. They're smashing these guys' windows and taking the guns that are out of their cars, and these guys are getting downright emotional about it. Firearms across this country being stolen at record rates, specifically from vehicles that have these stickers on it. Have like an AK. Instead of a family, it'll be a series of different sized firearms so they can really drive the point home to you. But they said that the largest source right now of stolen guns is parked cars, especially if they have those stickers. So if you're somebody driving around with one of those come and take it, guess what?
They're
FAFO. People are doing that. They're coming and taking your guns. So there are people who are going through neighborhoods specifically around sports arenas, just breaking into cars, especially ones that have. Because listen,
that's pretty dumb, though.
You could break into any car and you might find a firearm, but you find a car with one of those stickers on it. I don't know if you're more likely,
to get shot.
Well, there's nobody in the car. I mean, they're talking about like if it's in a parking lot or, they're not walking into people's driveways and doing it, Guys are walking out of the front door and shooting kids because the ball rolled into their yard. You're not going to do it in their driveway, but at sports arenas and things. What's pretty dumb?
Messing around with the people who actually have the firearms. That's pretty dumb.
Well, a lot of people have firearms. It's just a lot of people aren't advertising it on their cars.
Okay, but if they're advertising it, that means they want people to know that they have guns.
Well, of course.
Therefore, they're more likely to use it publicly.
Well,
That's pretty dumb. I'm not breaking into anybody's car, but especially if they have
No, but they're not in the
AK-47.
car. If you go up to any car where there's nobody in it and you break into it, they can't do it. They're inside watching the game.
I understand.
Or they're in getting a burrito or,
Like, I'm sure they, if they have guns in their car, if they have a newer car, you get notifications when things are askew in your car. If
but you're not going to be able to get to they're going to snatch and grab. They're not going to wait around.
They're hanging out with that gun.
Poundcake,
Posed up
they're
by the
already
car.
saying the people are targeting these cars because it's more likely to have a gun in there, and they know they can get away.
Okay. It's still stupid.
But you're right. If something is askew in their car, then they'll get a notification. I don't know that these are cars that are getting notifications.
Or they might have
I don't think they're
a dash
car.
cam or something. They might have something
But
in
again,
there.
they're not in the car, so what does it matter?
But I think maybe
Because
if they're outside their house, I think
Yeah,
that's
they
what
can
Cody's
find
saying.
you.
And then if they're going to have a gun in
But
their
I
car,
just said
I
they're
know,
not
I know,
doing
I know,
it at
I know.
people's houses.
I
Change
know.
the setting is not the house.
Okay.
Oh, he's exasperated now because he wasn't listening to me.
I really tried to back you up on that one. I was really trying.
Well, it doesn't matter where the car is. Just justifying breaking into anyone's car in general.
No one's justifying breaking into the car.
That's what it
the
sounds like.
point is,
No, we're trying to communicate to you what is happening. We're not saying it's okay or good. We're saying that people
With this sticker.
are being targeted by car thieves because they say it's more likely that there's a gun in there. And yes, there's always a risk when you break into anybody's car, but they say, hey, it's worth the risk because we might be able to get a gun and be able to sell that gun for a lot of money or use it.
Poundcake's worried that you might break into a car that has a gun timed with a tripwire to shoot someone who breaks that exact window.
Let's connect with dental floss.
Dental floss, you
Do
got to
the
be
handle.
really careful.
Breaking into Kevin McAllister's car.
Yeah, you'll be stepping barefoot on, yeah.
Yeah, slipped on a bunch of micro machines and I got shot by an AR-15.
That movie makes me mad.
Why? I
Home
love that
Alone, because
movie.
it's so stupid.
That's the point of the
Stupid.
movie. It's the whole point.
These guys get into the climb out of the house barefoot.
Well, his shoes came off. There's not like...
They were
Then you
stuck on
leave
the
and go home and
tar.
get shoes.
They're criminals,
No,
Alan.
it doesn't
They're
make
not
them
that
stupid.
smart.
Well, those guys, pretty dumb. The wet bandits, isn't that what they called them?
I have a Wet Bandits t-shirt.
Because they were, of course you do.
It's my favorite movie growing up.
Because I thought it was It's a Wonderful Life.
No, growing up, like as a kid. Home Alone was my favorite movie. That was my
Oh, as an
started over.
adult, you adopted It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I did.
Is it your
You
favorite
go, you know
movie?
what? Now that I'm a grown up, I want to go back into black and white movies.
You know
That's
what I think
want.
it is? I want that movie to be my favorite movie so bad.
Why?
I like it. It's a great movie.
Not a great movie.
I enjoy
A
it.
popular movie. Not a great.
It's not even that popular. A
Yeah.
lot of people have never seen it.
It's a
Well,
Wonderful Life. It's a pretty
it's
popular movie.
Everybody
long.
my age and up has seen it.
Yeah.
Not everybody your age has seen it.
Right. It's long. It's old.
Yeah, but it still gets shown with some
Mhm.
regularity,
Yeah, once a year at Christmas.
I guess.
But I don't know.
Well, they pigeonholed themselves into that.
Well, yeah.
That's
any
not on the
Christmas
that's not the
movie.
programmer's fault. That's, some Christmas movies you can watch any time of the year. You still get a good hoot out of it,
I don't know
or a
what
hee
my,
haw in their case.
if that wasn't my favorite movie, I don't know what my favorite movie would be.
Mine is Jurassic Park.
It's a good one.
Well, yeah, you have no idea what it would be.
I think I'm having an identity crisis.
You have one of those every couple of weeks, I feel like.
Well, this is a recent one then.
Yeah. Because I
She's-
do love
she's
that
due.
movie. I
Yeah.
like the idea of it more than I like the nostalgia of it. I like that my mom and I have a tradition with it,
That's good.
but I don't know that it's my favorite movie. And this is the first time I've said that out loud.
I was going to say, this really feels like a breakthrough.
It is.
And we're not even
It
going to
is.
charge you $400 an hour.
You
Thank
stop
you.
lying to yourself. That's
I'm
nice.
trying to be more honest with myself lately, and this is part of it. It's just coming out,
Well, now
Maybe
you've,
it's Elf.
now you've got to hire.
It doesn't have to be a Christmas movie.
I was going to
Are
say,
you sure?
you've got to. It can be anything. In the entire history of cinema, you can choose whatever you want. It doesn't have to be holiday centric.
Also, start watching movies that you like rather than just watching horror movies all the time.
Yeah, those
And
are
you
bad.
might really find a movie that you enjoy.
Well, I like rom-coms. I like comedies.
Yeah,
I like,
that's-
yeah.
But you don't watch those very often.
I
Because
don't
you're always
watch
watching.
anything anymore.
Yeah.
The only thing I watch is horror movies with Brian, if
Mm-hmm.
we're watching something for pleasure.
Yeah.
That's our go-to as well. Horror
Horror?
movies. Yep.
Because you'll get scared and squeeze each other's knees.
Yes.
Right.
Not their knees.
Yes, they start with their knees,
butts.
Mary.
It's a butt and a nipple.
Listen, rom-coms are a little too nerdy for me.
I like them. I think they're cute.
I
I
mean,
love a good rom com.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Two
When-
people arguing over computers? I don't get it, man. It's
CD rom-com.
hey, Randy.
Hey, Alan, I wanted to make a quick comment about the gun thing, but while I was on hold, I heard you talking with Mary about It's a Wonderful Life.
Mhm.
Mary, I'm a film lover. Here's a couple of titles. If you want to check out cool black and white movies with a great kind of heartwarming story from the same era, Best Years of Our Lives and Sullivan's Travels, Casablanca. As far as rom-coms that are more modern for 2000, High Fidelity. Love that movie.
That's a
Paycheck
great
Life.
And
movie.
Alan, the reason I called The reason I called in is, how I liked how you differentiated between, gun owners and versus people who make it their whole identity, their whole life. I recently heard them derided as ammosexuals.
Yes. I've called them that many times. Yes. Well, yeah,
You're familiar.
I imagine that those people would have those firearms insured, maybe, so they don't have to worry about it too much. But Randy, what about Double Indemnity? Great black and white movie, mid-40s.
I love Double Indemnity. I still haven't read the James and Cain source material yet. I'm remiss on that. That's one of my favorites. I actually stumbled upon some original publicity stills from that at a store in Kent. So yeah, I love. I'm a big film noir fan. So,
I guess so. He's a
you should check
homeboy
that
talking
out.
about source material over here. Wow, well done, Randy. Okay, well,
Thanks,
thank
Alan.
you. Thank you. There's Randy. He's out there in Kent, giving Mary some suggestions. I'm no longer giving Mary suggestions.
Yes, I would think that's the right way to go. We do not like the same things when it comes to cinema.
Well, I was only recommending horror movies, and primarily for you to pass along to your boyfriend. It just so happens that you guys end up watching them together, or you, in some kind of Stockholm syndrome situation, is you're forced to watch these movies when he falls asleep to them.
Well, and that's the conversation he and I have had, where it's like, he's like, you just watch the same things over and over again. Because I'm like, no, if I'm going to watch something new, I'm not like Brian or you, Alan, or even you, Bill, where you'll watch 20 minutes of a new movie and then just shut it off. Like, I'm not going to watch something new unless I can watch it in its entirety.
You know a wild movie you guys should watch?
What?
It's got...
I'm not going to give you any more suggestions.
But
Moments later.
15 minutes later.
A few minutes later.
It's got actors you know.
Okay.
A lot of these horror movies have people you've never seen before, right? So you have to rely solely on the story. It's called Resurrection.
That sounds familiar.
It's from last year. It's Rebecca Hall. It's Tim Roth. It's slow,
Familiar.
but it's bananas. If you want to watch that. I think Rebecca Hall is super foxy, so I'd watch her read the phone book. But
Did you watch the whole movie?
the whole movie.
Hellhole? Holy Hell?
Well, there's a movie called,
The Polish one.
yes, Hell.
You watched it?
Yes,
The one that you said that I watched and I was mad at you. But you were
Hellhole.
like, yeah, did you watch it?
yes.
Isn't it bad?
Isn't it bad?
Yeah.
It's not my favorite movie, but I didn't think it was as bad as you thought. I think you amplify how bad these movies are because you are mad that you were watching them in the first place.
No, I have never held a grudge, first of all.
Not hold a grudge. I think that you, because of the dynamic with you guys watching movies where you get halfway through and then he falls asleep and then you finish it, I think you're doing that to make a point to your boyfriend. But I think that also you don't want to finish those movies.
No.
And you frankly don't have to.
Well, and this is what I've said is that I don't like starting something and not finishing it. I'm going to see it through to the end, which is why if I'm not in the mood to sit down and watch a 2-hour movie, I will just throw on The Office or an old movie I've seen or
Fully
not.
understand.
Right, but Brian doesn't, where he would rather, and I feel like you and Bill do this too, where you'll start a brand new movie that you've never seen, watch 15 minutes of it, and then go to sleep. And then watch another 20 minutes of it the next day, and then finish it on the third
Yeah, I
day.
can do that.
I don't mind watching, like,
I feel
parting
like
out
it
a
takes
movie.
you out of it. You don't get the full experience by doing
What
that.
Yeah, but
experience?
it's-
I'm just
The
trying
movie
to
experience.
know
I'm
what
just trying to
happens.
fill up the time, man. Like, I have short-term memory, so I remember where it was. I remember Hellhole is. Listen, any priest devil horror movie is silly.
Yes.
Fun, because religion is fundamentally silly. So you're not going to make a movie more absurd than what actually is happening, right? So they put in some effects and things. Exorcist, that's in a whole other category because it's from the 70s and whatever. Hellhole's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it's fun enough. I think horror movies should be fun, too. But watch Resurrection. It's not a horror movie per se.
It's a Jesus movie.
What is?
Resurrection?
No. Nope. Not a Jesus movie. Nope.
How many other things have been resurrected other than Christ our Lord and Savior?
Well, I mean, a guy that she thought was dead comes back into her life. someone who, when she was younger, there's a whole backstory to it. Midway through the movie, the woman gives this monologue to an incredulous coworker that kind of fills out the whole movie, and you're just sitting there going, what? Because of stuff she talks about. So there's some suspension of disbelief, but I mean, you got to have that going in. There's suspension of disbelief in It's a Wonderful Life.
Like what?
If I can do it, you can do it.
Angels.
Money solves every problem, and bells and angels, and come on, man. So, I mean, you like what you like. But I'm not at all. If you had come to me and said, oh my God, Hellhole was amazing, I would have been incredulous. There's no way that you were going to come back and say that. But I just thought
I
that
like
your
that
boyfriend.
From Black decently.
From Black's great, but that's in English.
Watch a rom-com.
Hellholes
Make
in
Brian
Polish.
watch something that you want to watch for
He's
once.
going to fall asleep no matter what.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Then watch something you wanna watch.
So watch something you want to watch.
We did last night. We watched The Office.
Comedy Central
But, like,
does nothing
watch
but
a
office
movie, though,
marathons
yeah.
every night.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went and got Taco Bell that he made me eat in the parking lot because we live 4 minutes from this Taco Bell, and he was like, 4 minutes is too long to
Did you
wait.
get sour cream?
I did not.
Well, because I've seen some of our listeners starting that. Bill mentioned it, and some of our listeners have started the sometimes it's worth the diarrhea hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sour cream is absolutely worth the diarrhea sometimes.
Well, there you
Once or twice a year.
Yeah, someone tagged me today, and it was fettuccine Alfredo.
Oh, fettuccine Alfredo's so good.
Ugh.
I know, too much flavor for you.
Yeah.
Flavor.
Quarter
It's all
bagel.
cream and milk, and come on,
Yeah,
that
flavor.
Flavor, seasoning.
White. What flavor is it? White.
Mm-hmm.
Flavor. Oof.
You know,
Hoofa.
oregano and salt.
Yeah, that they then completely cover up and douse in cream. And
Yeah, that brings out the flavor of the cream.
The cream accentuates the
yes,
oregano.
the cream flavor that everybody's. Yeah,
The texture is part of the flavor.
yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
The texture is part of the flavor?
Because I think there's a lot of people. The
No, I
mouthfeel.
disagree with that
Texture's
because
got nothing to do with flavor.
I cannot stand the texture of peaches, plums, mangoes, like that texture. I do not like at all,
Okay.
but I like those flavors a lot.
All right, can the texture add to the flavor? Because if it can take away, it can add.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, I've got to take a break here. If you want to send a text for something, 35192. Going to be talking to Bill Maher.